Still not gone live. Oh, there we go.
We are live. Hello and welcome. I'm Stuart, and who are you?
I'm Juswant. Welcome.
Okay. Welcome, everyone.
How
So
you
the
doing,
plan.
Stuart?
Say again.
I said, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Like you said, it's been a few weeks since we've been on one of these, so I've missed everybody. So say hello if you're joining us. It's 1 o'clock now on the 4th of July, but whether you're live and watching it live or whether you're on the replay, just comment below and say hello. We'd love to see that you're tuning in.
Well, it's happy 4th of July for two reasons. Number one, the friends across the ring and we go out and get to vote.
Yeah, I voted this morning.
Did you? I haven't yet.
One of
the things I always say.
4th of July is a really significant day for me from a UW perspective as well. So on the 4th of July 2007, that was where I met my sponsor at a property course, and he pitched UW to me. So I joined on the 25th of July, but I actually got pitched on Independence Day on the 4th of July 2007. So yeah, massively significant day for me, 4th of July.
Fantastic, and then a lot of us are on here today because of that meeting on the 4th of July in 2007. But I was going to say, and I used to say this, and I've said this a lot, it doesn't matter who's at number 10. It doesn't matter who's sitting in the Houses of Parliament. We are the ones who have to make the choices and the decisions for our financial future, because they ain't going to do anything to help us. And that's the honest truth.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter who's there, we've got to go make our own decisions. And people might think, oh yeah, we've got a new government in now. It's not. What we do over the next few weeks and months is going to affect. Because I say to people now, the benefits I'm getting from UW now is what I did in 2007, 2008, 2009, and every year in between, and is what I did during the periods when people traditionally switch off.
Yes,
summer,
absolutely.
Christmas, Easter. It's the activity that I did when other people have decided, it's not worth it right now.
So that leads us nicely. I love the segue into what we're going to talk about today. So as you say, one of the major things we said we would talk about is, how do we make sure that summer is a massive success for us in UW? And then the other thing is, when we announced this call, we couldn't say what the major announcement was, but we've obviously had this major announcement about mobile since we announced that. So we're going to give some tips for people about how they can use that to grow their business and grow their income. But both things really relate. So I'm sure covering the mobile thing is actually going to help people during the next couple of months during summer as well. So
absolutely,
do you want to talk about some of the ways that people have used this sort of thing before? Because we've had announcements before. This is a great announcement, but it's not new to have announcements. So maybe we can go through and talk about some of the things people can do to actually grab hold of this particular announcement about mobiles and really get the message out there.
I think one of the things is traditionally we've all had people who said no for whatever reason along the way, either to the opportunity or to becoming a customer because the timing hasn't been right or whatever. And then you're wondering, when do I go back to them? When do I reconnect with them? This is perfect. This is the perfect time to say, Stuart, I know it's been a while since we've spoken. The company have made some new announcements, which I think I have to tell you about them. It'd be remiss for me not to speak to you about it. There might have been a particular reason why they couldn't do it. Well, something's changed. I just need to run it past you again because the benefits are even better. Yeah. So it's looking for an excuse to go back to people, and like I always end it with, I know the time is not right for you now, Stuart, but is it all right if we stay in touch?
Yes. Yeah, if the timing's not right when you first speak to them or when you next speak to them.
So even whether they're a customer or a potential partner, it's always saying, okay, well, let's stay in touch because things change. So now I'm getting back in touch.
Well, if you've done that, great. You've set the scene for that. Hello, Lawrence. You just said hello on the chat there. If you've done that, you've set the scene. Even if you haven't said, let's stay in touch, though, as you say, this is a great excuse to get back in touch with people. Juswant, we spoke 6 months ago. You were interested in earning some extra income through UW, but in the end, timing wasn't right. Look, we've just had some exciting new announcements that's made this even more compelling as an opportunity. Is now a good time for us to quickly show this to you because I really need to run this by you and actually get that back in front of you. Or Juswant, we looked at saving you money with UW a few months back, and is now the right time. We've got some really, really great announcements that I want to run by you. Hey, Aruna, nice to see you on here. Thanks for joining us. So,
and I mean, one of the things people, yeah.
Go on.
No, I was going to say, one of the things that people say, well, they've seen it before. What do I do now? You do the exact same thing, right? You just show them, because probably since the last time you showed them, the new Ben Fogle videos come out. The presentation's slightly different, and we've got the new announcements regarding it. So you just show, say, look, let's jump on board. Just jump online. Let me send you the link. Let's go through it, right? Because the important thing is, and I say this to new people, it's not about what we say, it's about what we show people. Because it's about keeping it as simple as possible. And if they think it's simple, they'll become a customer. And if they think it's simple, they go, well, I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, go back for those previous no for nows, customer or partner no for nows, but also this is a good time to reconnect with your existing teammates. If you've got people that joined and didn't get started, or they got started and then they stopped for some reason, this is a really good reason to reach out to them as well and say, have you seen this really exciting news? Is now the right time to pick it up? Because they are a no for now. They just happen to have a partner ID number at the moment.
And of course, you're not talking about just messaging them.
No, I would always advocate pick up the damn phone, as you probably know. If you can pick up the damn phone, that's going to get you the best bang for your buck. Next best is a voice message, but they can hear the emotion, but you can't hear their reaction. So that's sort of next best. I wouldn't send them just a WhatsApp message, and I would always try and call them if you can, first of all. So let's just look at, all right, so you've gone back to all those people, but obviously we've now got another reason for us to be excited about the proposition, both potentially for customers and partners, because we've got these great value SIM deals. We're talking about the second, third, fourth SIMs at £8 for unlimited SIMs for each one. But that also counts as, so the second one counts as a second service effectively. So if you've got energy, for example, and 2 mobiles, that used to count as 2 services, it's now 3. So that brings all sorts of other benefits. Now, we're not going to go through all the detail of that today, but if you have a look on the announcements on the portal, it actually reminds you about all the extra bits and pieces you get because of that. So get enthused yourself about it, as well as all the city fiber stuff that's going on and things like that, and actually get out there with momentum and urgency and share it. And when you start getting some success stories, then you can use those as well. So you can use them for customer gathering by saying, look, my friend Mary, she just became a customer. She saved herself this much money on all these different bits and pieces. Or you can use it to say, actually, I've got people that I've recruited who are now smashing it because of these new announcements. It's making things so much easier. And that's a great story to share with your partner prospects.
Absolutely. And I just love what Jade's just put into the chat. She messaged 30, got nothing back, rang 5 and got 2 appointments.
And
well, thank you for putting that in there, Jade, because that perfectly proves the point of what Stuart and I were just talking about. It's, message. It is so easy to ignore a message. It is. I'll get back to that later on, right? And I have text messages, and I need about 4 days later. Somebody sent me a message. I need to contact them. So well done on you. Well done on your mentor for helping you to make those calls. And I know we're in a world where everybody assumes that everybody's busy. They're busy doom scrolling on their phones. They're not actually busy doing real life stuff, right? And I'm being honest here. I see so many people say I'm busy. I said, you've been sat there staring at your screen for the last hour, scrolling through somebody else's life, right? So phone them up. They're probably actually glad to have some human interaction and a phone call.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, coming back to smashing it in summer, and specifically in relation to recruiting, but also for us, is these Achievers retreats. So we've got the exciting news about the mobiles. That's fabulous. We've got the City Fibre offer. That's fabulous. But actually, in terms of the Achievers retreats, now, I don't think everybody's realised this, but the other day on the leader call, Eileen came on and she said, April, in terms of the minimums for the Achievers Retreats, is being ignored. So that means effectively, even if you didn't get any points in April, May, or June, because you've got 2 lifelines, you are still in the Achievers Retreats. You can still qualify for the Achievers Retreats. So this is a great tool for you, because you can get going, and for your team, but it's a great tool for new partners as well, that they can join. So everybody can qualify for an Achievers Retreat if they get started now in July, even if they didn't start before.
That's great, because some people, for whatever reason, things happen, they just lose track. So that's, they can get back on track. But what, top tips would you give to somebody who's saying, okay, right, now that I've got a second chance of achieving this, what am I going to do differently that I'll do the first? A bit of planning, I remember many times, and I've heard this from people who've successfully achieved their Achievers Retreats on a regular basis. They say, get your points that you want for that month in the first week. So like they stack up, they start making lots of activity towards the end of the month, and then they pile all the appointments into the first week of the following month, and then they see what's happened. They go, right, so I've achieved it, but that doesn't mean they stop for the month. They carry on, but they know that they've achieved that, and then they can go and do the other bits. So it's like, okay, so if you want to still want to achieve it, you want to get as many appointments into the next week, so you can hit as many points as you can, and then plan again to do the same again and again and again.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And have in mind, how many customers and partners do I need to bring in to qualify for these things? So when you're setting your goals for what you're going to do in the first week, how many people do I actually need to get on board? How many people do I need to sit in front of? And if you've got that focus, then hit the ground running, as you say, early on in the month, and then everything else is a bonus after that. Also, have a look at the details about the mobile announcement. There were some extra points that you can get for the new mobile offer. So go and have a quick look at that to make sure that you understand how you're getting those extra points as well.
And
the other thing I would
say,
sorry, go on.
I say also be aware, we are also an opportunity, and by bringing in new partners and supporting them and helping them get their bonuses and the money in straight away, don't forget you get matching points for helping them as well. So don't just think about me signing up customers myself to make the achieve, because remember, there is a recruitment criteria as well in the Achievers Retreats as well. So make sure you don't just focus on getting the points through that. Make sure you're fully aware. And the best way to do it, if you want to get up the plan, if you want to go team leader, STL, GL and beyond, is by helping other people get started in UW and helping them become successful in UW. And you can still get what you want as in terms of rewards, but you're also going to be helping yourself not just for this month, but for the next year and the year after, and the year after, and the year after that, because of the team that you're building along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And short-term income, short-term incentives are nice carrots to get us going and to help us to get other people going. But actually, as you say, the golden nectar is building that group over the longer term and having that group residual income. And those are the things that you spoke about earlier on, about the efforts that you put in between 2007 when we both joined and today are the things that pay off today because of that consistent activity. Coming on to consistency, one other thing I would say is it's about consistent follow-up with your prospects in order to get those targets. So you might sort of have some people that you talk to this month about joining as a customer or a partner, and they do join, which is great. But you might also have some other people that say, I need to check something, or the timing's not right. And it's about following up with those people regularly. And what I always do when I'm going for these holiday promotions, or the Achievers Retreats as they're now called, is have a list of those people. I tend to use my whiteboard and actually have a list of those people so that I know that I'm going back to every opportunity that I've got. And I'm not just thinking about new people. I am also going back to those people that don't say yes the first time we speak to them in the next few months.
And in terms of people for whom the timing isn't right, it's not a no, the timing isn't right. And I shared this earlier, is when they say it's not for them or it's not now, what do you leave them with? right? I always, if it's been primarily an opportunity conversation, I always leave them with my link for them to register. And I'll say, Stuart, I know it's not for you right now. Just in case, here's the link to register as a partner. When you've registered, we'll both get an email and we can get up and running. And I always send them that every single time. I've done it since I've joined, right? And at least one person a month. I had person the 1st of July that signed up. And when I checked, I spoke to them 2 months ago and they signed up via the text I sent them saying, look, I know it's not for you right now, but here's my link just in case. And if it's mainly a customer conversation, I send them an email saying, look, I know it's not for you right now, but here's the link just in case you want to check out the numbers for yourself again. I'm not expecting them to do it, but what I want them to do is to have that at hand. So if they do decide to go, they go, oh yeah, Juswant sent me that link. I can go and have a look at it again. Right.
Yeah.
So make sure that they've got something. I always, that's, for me, it's part of my follow-up process. And I've had meetings where somebody said no to me and they've left and I've texted them the link as they've left. I go, okay, no worries, no problem. Here you go. Here's the link just in case. And I've driven home and I've got home and they've registered as a partner, even though they said no to me in the face-to-face meeting. I'm like, okay. So... And I ring them up and say, what happened? They goes, well, I was thinking about it and you sent me the link. And the more I thought about it on the drive home, I thought it was a good idea. So I decided to do it.
Yeah. But if you
I could have just gone, oh, they've said no. And I go, oh, won't bother.
Exactly. And if you hadn't done that, then they might never have made that decision. Or when they came to make that decision, they might have just Googled utility warehouse and found somebody different. So they might not remember it was you. So yeah, absolutely love that one. Coming back to the summer, one thing that's really going to help you to be motivated and smash it is to focus on boosting your earnings. We've got this great opportunity to boost your upfront earnings, the unlimited SIM deals, bundling those together with the other services. Obviously, that's going to generate great upfront commissions, and it's going to make achieving those sign-up bonuses even easier. So get yourself earning, and then that'll help you. And it'll also help if you have a partner who needs to see some money coming in for them to see that this is worth your efforts. If you can prove it to them by saying, look, there's my commission check, this is what I earned, then it makes that conversation even easier as well.
And when you go to do your supported appointments, because you've been doing the do yourself, the supported appointments are a breeze, because all you're doing is doing an appointment. You are supporting someone, but you are just doing a normal appointment. And because you've been doing them on a regular basis, when you do the supported, it's just like, oh yeah, we're just, it's just like doing a normal appointment.
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes for anything. You can't stand at the front of a room if you're not doing it. You can't lead and support people if you're not doing it. We need to be active. Whatever your circumstance, you need to be signing up customers, signing up partners, so that you can talk about it with conviction. One other thing that will really help during the summer is your mindset. Now, it's quite easy, and we've spoken about this on other lives before, to get yourself distracted from personal development. And one thing I would make sure you build in is that continuous working on yourself. Whether it's the Knowledge is King Book of the Month Club, or whether it's other personal development that you're consuming, is just make that a habit. Because we were talking before this call about activity habits during the summer, and the fact that if we're active, it's a lot easier to pick things up again after the summer if we've been doing something. I would apply that both to activity and to personal development. Keep yourself in the right mindset, both by doing some activity and picking up the books and listening to the audios.
And again, you're right. And over the summer, even if there are, because, kids will be going on summer holidays soon, there are other distractions over July and August and getting into September. And some people think, well, what I'll do, I'll just leave it. And then when the kids go back, I'll get restarted again. I will tell you now, the best thing to do, even if you're not doing 100% of what you normally do, if you do something, what will happen is come the end of the summer, when the kids do go back, or whatever things go back to normal, you won't be picking up from zero. You'll be okay to just go back to where you want to go to. And you'll be still okay with how to sign up customers, how to sign up partners, how to speak to the team, how to do all the bits, the things that you need to do. and all you'll be doing is just picking it back up rather than starting. Oh my God, I haven't. And I've been there, and I've done it, and I realise that's a mistake. So I consciously keep myself active, even if it's at a smaller level.
I agree completely. And I would use the analogy of if you go to the gym regularly, maybe for whatever reason, maybe it is summer, maybe it's something else, you can't go as regularly. Well, if you just give up and don't go for 3 months and then decide, actually, I want to pick it up again in 3 months' time, chances are it's going to be a lot harder to get started again. But if you've maintained training to some degree, then you can build back up, and it won't be as tough to build back up to the level you're at before. I love that, Juswant. I think that's a really, really good tip. Now, one final thing that I think you and I, again, we talk about this quite often, but whether we succeed or not in the summer and smash it in our UW business or not, that is largely down to what goes on up here. It's largely down to whether we decide we're going to smash it or whether we don't. And if we decide it's going to happen, we rule out any other possibility. We make it much, much more likely that we will have a successful summer if we've made that absolutely critical decision. Have you found that in the past with things that you've decided you're going to make happen?
Oh yeah, the number of times I've been sort of meandering, to put it politely, and then I've just made a decision that actually this gap that I'm missing to get to the next whatever, I've decided I've had enough of I am going to go and make that happen. And the moment that's clicked in my mind, it's amazing how much my business speeds up, I speed up, the activity speeds up. And these opportunities that have always been there, but I've sort of had the blinkers on because I've not made a decision, all of a sudden, like, where did this come from? Where did that? And those opportunities have always been there, but I've blinkered myself by not making the decision, and by taking the blinkers off and going, right, this is where I'm going. Suddenly things feel like they're suddenly happening. Suddenly somebody will phone you up, and this will happen. And like, well, what's happening? But it's because I've told myself that this is where I'm going, and I'm going to make that happen, and there's nothing going to stop me. And then things conspire to enable you to achieve your goal. And it's amazing how many times that happens. And so many people will tell you the same thing. The moment they decide, all these things suddenly start falling into place. It's as if the universe is conspiring with you to enable you to achieve your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So that would be the big, big, big takeaway, I think, for people on this call is make that decision. Make the decision. You're going to have a successful summer. You're going to smash it. And then you'll go into what can be an even busier period from September onwards. That's usually a massive period for UW. And as you said, if you've had a successful summer, you will smash it in the last quarter of this year, the last few months of this year, because you've got that momentum already. So I urge you to make that decision. Juswant, I think
whatever point you're at, I'll say going for the next promotion, that's always a great decision to make, because the things that you will need to achieve the next promotion, whether it's TL, STL, GL, SGL, whatever that is, by deciding that you're going to make that a reality, and you choose the goal day, whether it's Ignite or whatever it is. Ignite's a great thing to aim for. Once you decide that you're going to make that promotion in UW, or you're going to hit the whatever plus club that you're going to hit, and you're going to do it you will find that you will do whatever you need to do to make it happen, and you'll find naturally your activity will go up, naturally your effectiveness and your whatever that you need to do will start to happen, because you now know where you're going.
Yeah. Absolutely. So make that decision, have that focus, smash the next few months, have a really, really successful summer. We're not going anywhere during the summer. We're still going to be doing these lives. So if you want a particular subject to be covered,
before you're going to get away from us, no.
No chance. If you want different subjects to be covered, drop us a message, comment below, and we will do our best to incorporate that. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you, Juswant, for your time.
Thank you, Stuart.
I'll see you soon.